start recording. But yeah, hello, welcome on in, today, we're just gonna do a bit of yapping. We're just gonna do a bit of yapping. Not gonna lie, this stream is to mainly, it's kind of like a test stream, kind of, because I did do a test stream earlier, and my bitrate was fine, but then obviously on Monday, my bitrate was very unstable. So yeah, it dropped after half an hour, and then it took another half an hour to get it to where it was I could still continue on stream. The VOD from Monday actually has gone up today, if you do want to watch the full stream in its entirety instead of just watching me stress about instead of watching it live about, and if you didn't watch it live and didn't see me absolutely stressing about my bitrate and that. But yeah, for the plan for today's stream is, for this first hour or so, I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna try and see how the bitrate holds up, because I have no idea what happened on Monday. I don't think it was it might have been an issue on my side. I don't think it was. I think maybe it was, I don't know, because the thing is though, we were on the Chaoscraft server. We were still on the Chaoscraft server. I was still on the Chaoscraft server while my stream bitrate was going down and being dead janky. I don't know if it was an internet issue or not, because I think earlier in that day, was it earlier in that day or on Sunday? I think on Sunday, me and my dad were messing about with different headphones, because I had forgotten to take my headphones from my mum's to my dad's, and from my mum's to my dad's. And my dad had an extra pair, and those are Bluetooth, and they have a USB adapter that obviously goes into your computer. I also have in my computer, I have a USB thing that helps me connect to the internet. I cannot connect to the internet without this little USB thing. And I think what was happening, since I was putting the headphone USB into the port that's right next to my internet USB, I think what was happening is that maybe we accidentally messed it up somehow and didn't fix it. I don't know how that wouldn't have affected Sunday's stream though, because this was before I streamed on Sunday. So yeah, maybe the internet was pretty strong on Sunday, and then for some reason it was kind of dodgy on Monday, and I just needed to have it have my USB thing plugged in a little bit more. I don't know, maybe it was due to do with that, but also the Chaoscraft server, maybe on the Chaoscraft server that was just fine, so I don't know what was happening. Maybe it was a different thing. I have kind of looked it up. Maybe it was a Twitch server error, maybe, because currently I think I have it set to where I'm it's just automatically putting me on the best. I have it set to automatically on it'll just automatically put me on a Twitch server. Maybe it was an issue with that. I have not changed that setting. But yeah, I haven't changed that setting. But yeah, I haven't really changed any of my setting. I did do a test stream earlier and it was fine. So I am thinking maybe it was I didn't do a test stream earlier. I'm thinking it's probably nothing to do on my end. Yeah, that makes me think that it wasn't an issue on my end, because I did do a test stream earlier, and I did a test stream yesterday before stream, and everything was fine. So yeah, so yeah, I'm thinking it might have just been like a server error, or like I can't remember if my dad was like using the internet at that time, or like playing games with his computer at that time. But if he was, that might have been like a network error, like on my internet. Maybe that would have been an issue, but I don't know. So yeah, I think for this first half an hour to an hour or so, we're just gonna just do a bit of yapping and just kind of, I'm just gonna keep monitoring my bit rate, and then if the bit rate is fine, then we're gonna play a bit of like Contexto or something, and hopefully it's fine after that. I'll probably stream maybe. I probably won't stream for too long. I'll probably stream before the second set of, the third set of ads technically, because we've just had a round of ads on the Stein Soon screen. So yeah, maybe before the 2-hour mark, we'll end stream. So yeah, and then tomorrow, if this stream turns out to be like, if the bitrate on this stream turns out to be kind of shit, then I'll do a test stream tomorrow. But I won't turn on like the bandwidth test mode in OBS. I'll just mess around with a few settings and then maybe do a test stream in like the afternoon or something, and then try and see if we'll fix that. But yeah, hopefully if the stream goes well today, then tomorrow we can stream Untitled Goose Game and try and get another one of those achievements. I'm kind of scared to open anything else up right now that requires the internet, because the only things that are using the internet that I have open at the moment are Twitch. I have Twitch open to monitor the audio on my stream, and then OBS, Spotify, and Mix It Up. I have 4 things open that use the internet. So yeah, so hopefully, my bitrate doesn't die. I mean, it was weird because the thing is, in the second half of stream, once I had gotten like Twitch back up, like once I got my stream back up, like my bitrate kept going down to like red, and my bitrate kept going down to red, but then stream was fine on like everyone else's end. So yeah, hopefully, like if my bitrate does go down, that it doesn't go down to 0 and my OBS doesn't like need to reconnect or whatever. So yeah, hopefully it's fine. I think my stream first went down like after like the half an hour mark ish, or like I can't remember if it was after the half an hour mark of me streaming or the half an hour mark of me recording. I think it was after the half an hour mark of me recording, actually, because I edited the VOD together like right after I raided out to Hannah yesterday. Well, not yesterday, on Monday. And right after I raided out to Psssttt on Monday. And I think the first part was like about half an hour. So I think, yeah, it was like half an hour of me recording. Because there's usually about 5 minutes between how long my stream's been going, like my stream time and like my recording time, because I start recording after the Stein Soon screen has finished, and the Stein Soon screen is usually like 3, 4, 5 minutes, usually around 5 minutes ish. It's usually like between 3 and 6 minutes, so yeah, but usually it's around 5 minutes, so yeah. I've only been yapping for like 10 minutes and I already need a drink. Jesus Christ. So yeah, I think this first part of stream is just going to be monitoring my bitrate, and if my bitrate does kind of really tank, then I'm probably just gonna end stream after when it tanks and then just go to bed. Because I can't bother dealing with that this late, and hopefully I can sort it tomorrow before stream. So yeah. Anyways, let's get the whole bitrate thing. Let's move on from the whole bitrate thing. We've been yapping about that now for like 10 minutes. Jesus Christ. I can't believe that in like the mid 2010s, people used to make story time videos and then make them like 20 minutes and then have them be only 20 minutes. Like, granted, power of editing and shit, but also, how do those people not just continuously yap? Like, I get it, podcasts were a thing in the 2010s, but also, and like streaming was still a thing in like the 2010s, and streaming was like still a big thing in the 2010s, but like also, like, YouTube was still like, I feel like YouTube was still like more popular, way more popular than like, and like making videos was still more popular than live streaming. I think that was because at that point, at least most of the people who streamed I followed, it was like people who already made YouTube videos and then just kind of like streamed every so often, or like did live streams for their Patreons, right? So for example, like Dan TDM, for example, he I think he started off making videos, and then my glasses are irritating me. But he started off making videos, and then he's done like quite a few streams. But he still sticks to making videos. But now, like, kind of after 2020, kind of there are more people that are like kind of exclusively streaming or doing the opposite and doing Twitch is the main thing, YouTube on the side. You know, kind of and like, I think that's also partially because like of how like kind of live streaming has improved since the 2020s. I think because before 2020, I only watched one person who kind of exclusively live streamed, and even then I found her through videos. I watched Dan TDM's wife stream before 2020, because that's how I kind of found out about Ace Attorney, funnily enough. She streamed a bit of Ace Attorney and other stuff, and I think she streamed Sims, I think. I can't remember. Did she stream Sims? I don't remember. Yeah, I don't remember. But yeah. Yeah, I only followed like one person who like exclusively live streamed before 2020. But then what was I gonna say? But now it's like I follow so many people that like exclusively live stream, and it's like that's probably because of how much streaming has improved since then. Like, I remember, no, that's a lie. I watched like two people that I watched one person that like exclusively live streamed, and then one of my friends used to make YouTube videos and then stream on YouTube. But yeah, then afterwards, kind of like after 2020, kind of like, we had Twitch blow up in popularity, partially because, mostly because, Dream SMP, Dream SMP mentioned in the big 2025, and yeah, everyone kind of started streaming on Twitch, and Twitch was like the big, Twitch is still like the big go-to platform for live streaming. Like, there's literally only one person that like I'll jump in occasionally into his YouTube live streams, who he regularly stream on YouTube. And fuck's sake, my fucking chair is so fucking broken. And it's like the footrest on my chair that's kind of broken, by the way. But yeah, I watch Solidarity Gaming sometimes whenever he streams. I used to watch his streams a lot more when I like first subscribed to him. But I don't really watch his live streams anymore. I did watch some of his stream earlier on today, actually. He was on MCC Island, and but yeah, I think there's not a lot of people that do stream on YouTube compared to Twitch, because Twitch kind of got into the live streaming game early. Like there's a few other live streaming sites out there, such as like YouNow. I remember I used to watch a lot of YouNow streams. Well, quite a few. From Seamus Garman, and then Mandy V. I used to watch her a lot, but I don't really anymore. I still watch her sister Jessie V though. But yeah, and then YouNow and other streaming sites just did not have like the same popularity as Twitch. And then kind of a bunch of other sites kind of like jumped onto the whole live streaming thing. Like for example, YouTube kind of YouTube had a like live stream feature for ages, but like I remember like kind of no one even really thought to stream on YouTube, because like I remember it kind of being like kind of dog shit. Like it was such like I kind of remember it being kind of shit, because like YouTube was mostly focused on like the like video storing side. So yeah. But then, and obviously in 2020, like YouTube live streaming had like very bare bones features. Like at that point it didn't have super chats. There was no memberships. There was no like, I don't think there was even donations then. I don't even think there was like donations then. Was there donations? I don't remember. Donations might have been a thing in 2020. I don't remember when those got released. But yeah, there was no super chats. There was no like memberships. It was literally just like the most bare bone, like you can live stream and that is it. So most people were going over to Twitch. Twitch had been live streaming for years. I had been doing the live streaming thing for years. We got Twitch had its own emotes. We got bits, subscriptions, channel points. We had a lot of features that like YouTube didn't have. But now kind of YouTube has kind of caught up. There's super chats. There's YouTube has its own emotes, which I don't remember being a thing before 2020, but that might have just been like me not watching a lot of YouTube live streams. But yeah, now there's super chats, there's memberships, there's stuff like that. And there's also a new hype feature that I've been seeing, by the way. It's not on like every single video, but like on it, there's like been a few videos that I've seen it on. I'm just gonna look. I got a notification like a little while ago saying, hey, here are the people you like hyped this week. Let me see. Yeah, see your weekly recap of hypes. So I hyped, well, it says here that I hyped Dollface Free and Lydia Loves Timelines. Loves those channels, by the way. So it seems to be like random channels like that have like kind of exclusive access to it. Wait a minute. I was gonna say it might just be smaller channels, but I'm gonna check. And it might just be like, I don't think it is for smaller channels actually, cause I don't think it is just for smaller channels. It might just be like a select few channels that have this hype feature. They may just be slowly rolling it out, because Lydia Loves Timelines has 406,000 subscribers. I was gonna say I thought it was gonna be for like slightly smaller YouTubers, because I know Dollface 3 recently hit 50k, so I was like, okay, maybe it's for like, maybe it's for the people who are like under 100k that are getting this feature. And thank you, Gallium, for the lurk. Thank you. Welcome on in. Welcome on in. And why isn't my lurk command working? Why isn't my lurk working? Why isn't my lurk working? Huh? Well, let me do another command and see. Why isn't my... I have Mix It Up open. Oh. That's why. That's why. Mix It Up was disconnected from Twitch because I reset my internet earlier. That's why. That's why. Okay, I'm gonna reopen Mix It Up. So hopefully, I'm gonna reopen Mix It Up. I'm gonna reopen Mix It Up. Hopefully, it'll reconnect to Twitch. Okay, solved. Great. Now for real, look. Okay, thanks for the look, Gallium. What was I saying? But yeah, basically, YouTube is on. But yeah, oh yeah, hype. The hype feature. That's a new feature. There must be. Okay, hopefully. Okay, let's do that. Thank you for the follow, by the way, Gallium, and that is on my commands. Thank fuck, it has worked. Reconnected. But yeah, I did reset my internet before stream. But yeah, the new hype feature on YouTube, they must be rolling it out to like a bunch of like random creators. And then I also noticed this on a creator I follow called Athena P. It might just be on like a few smaller channels as well. Not smaller channels, but like channels that are like under 1 million. Because I think I think Athena P has like a few 100k, I think. 266,000. Okay, and I've seen it on her videos. I've seen it on her videos, the hype feature. So yeah, I've only seen it on Dollface's videos, I've seen it on Lydia's videos, and I've only seen it on Athena P's videos as well. So yeah, I don't know what that feature is all about. They must be rolling it out to like it did say something, I think it says something like, oh, hype up your favorite small creators. I'm guessing like under the button where you do the hype thing. But I don't know. I've also only noticed this on mobile. Maybe it's because whenever I've watched a recent Dollface or Lydia or Athena P video, that I've only watched it on mobile. But I've only seen it on mobile. Basically the hype feature is next to the comments. If you go to the comment section and then scroll left. I can never get the scrolling. Let me reserve that rant for a minute. But you scroll across, and there's the hype button. Okay, back to my rant about the scrolling thing. I can never. I don't know why, but my brain cannot process the scroll left, scroll right, scroll up, scroll down. No, scroll up and scroll down makes sense to me, but I don't know why. But scroll left and scroll right, I feel like my brain does not compute. I don't know why. I know my lefts and rights pretty well. It's just like whenever I say, oh, scroll left, scroll right, because it's like, I don't know why my brain confuses it. Because when I say scroll left, you're pulling something. What? Why am I so confused about scroll left and scroll right? I don't know why. But whenever I say scroll left or scroll right, I feel like people will take it in like the opposite way than when I mean it. You know? I don't know why. But yeah. But yeah, I feel like basically back to my whole like little rant about streaming. I don't even know what the initial point was. This is what happens when you come to a pop in a telestream, by the way. I go on a whole rant and then I forget what the initial point was. of the rant, and I don't know why. I don't know why. So yeah. I don't know. But yeah. Let me take another drink before I just like end up losing my voice in the middle of another rant. So yeah, give me like 2 seconds to catch my breath. But yeah, I don't know. We were talking about bitrate, and then somehow we managed to get on a rant about streaming for like 15 minutes. And I don't know why. So yeah. Oh yeah, okay. I don't know if I talked about this on... Did I talk about... I think I mentioned this on Monday stream, but I did get my uni timetable on Monday. And I was looking at it like last night, and I was like, that's weird, cause I'm in 2 days a week, and on one of those days I have 2 lectures, and those 2 lectures overlap. And I was like, what the fuck, why do these 2 lectures overlap? Because one's like an hour and a half and the other one's 3 hours, but the hour and a half one is like the first one, and like and in that like the last half an hour of that overlaps with the first half an hour of the second one of the next one of the next lecture. And I was like, okay. And I was like, I'll sort it tomorrow. So what I did was this morning I emailed my program lead and was like, hello, these 2 sessions overlap with each other. And she was like, I thought it was gonna take like a little while for her to respond, but no, she responded basically immediately, being like, thanks Poppy for bringing this up, I'll try and sort it. And then like 2 hours later, she like around like midday-ish, around like 12ish, she emails me back and is like, hi Poppy, I just talked with all the tutors. We're gonna move this session to, she gave me like the code of the module instead of just saying the module name, because I don't know why, because that's just how the lecturers refer to the modules in email. And she said, hey, this module, that's going to be moved to 2 p.m. And I was like, okay, cool. And then I was like, I don't remember the module codes like off the top of my head. And so I was slightly panicking. Oh wait, fuck. Is the 3-hour session going to be like at 2? And we're gonna go 2 to 5, because I don't know if I'll be able to handle doing 2 to 5 every week. I know this is life of a uni student that I don't want. This is the life of a uni student complaining about what time my lectures are. But luckily I did look. It was not the 3-hour session. But it was the hour and a half session, and so I'm just gonna be in until 3:30 instead of 5 o'clock. So yeah, this is the life of a uni student. I know I'll have to do like a 9 to 5 eventually. But not fucking right now, I tell you. I'm too lazy to do a whole 9 to 5 right now. So, yeah, I'm too lazy to do that shit. I mean, I would still do a 9 to 5 if I needed to for uni. Because I had to do it for A-levels. But yeah, I don't want to. Because a 9 to 5 in education is hell. Because I remember, I think it was on Fridays. Fridays were a hectic day for me because I was in college and then I had to stream. I was in college, I think I was in college like all day. Because I think I had a class in the morning. I don't remember what these classes were. I remember I had a class in the morning. I think these were biology and chemistry I had on Fridays. I had a class in the morning, and then I think I had like a 2-hour break, so I would have my lunch, and no, I think I would revise for a bit, go have my lunch, and then I had another class until like 3 or 4, and then like till 3 or 4, and then I had revision sessions, and then I had to go home and then eat tea, and then and then I'd stream. So yeah. And then I remember on other days, I was in like 5 days a week at uni. And I remember not uni, not in uni. I've never been in 5 days a week at uni. I've only been in like max 3 days a week. But in college, I remember I was in 5 days a week, and I think on 2 of the other days, I was in until like 4:30. So yeah, and this is like, I hated this. I slightly hated this because like on like 3 of the days, I was in college like from open till close, which as a student, as someone who was like studying there, not even working there, like studying there, was fucking hell. It was fucking hell, because I remember so many times like we had to like use our ID badges to like scan in and out of the building. Like we had like little like security checkpoints. Like they were kind of like at airports now, where at some airports where you have to like scan your like passport or your boarding pass to like get through a gate. But yeah, we had to scan our ID badges every time we entered and left the building. And God, I hated it. God, I hated it because I mean it was fine in like the mornings because they would be like working fine. But like when the college was like closing, like at the time, the college I think closed at like 4:30, or like no, it closed at 5, I think. And so but the thing is, most people had their last class at like 4:30, right? Finish at 4:30. So everyone leaves at 4:30. So even if you like stayed like 5 minutes late to like talk with your tutor or something, by the time you got down to, it would take you like another 5 minutes to get downstairs, because we were on like the 3rd floor. Well, was it technically the 4th floor? Yeah, I think it was technically the 4th floor, because at my college it was like ground floor, 1st floor, 2nd floor, 3rd floor, and then we had like the 4th floor. So yeah, the 3rd floor was technically the 4th floor if you're like American, but like over here was like the 3rd floor. By the time you got downstairs, whoever was working at the receptionist, whoever, or I don't know if it was automated or not actually, would like the barriers would like shut off, and so you couldn't scan your ID to like get out. And luckily, the people working reception would just let you out. But they would be like, "Oh, whose class were you in? Whose class were you in?" And we would be like, "Oh, we were in this class," or "We were in the revision session with this teacher." And they'll be like, "Okay, make sure you don't get out late next time." And I was like, it was so embarrassing. It was so fucking embarrassing in college to be like let out late on those days. So yeah, luckily at my uni now though, the latest I've ever like left the class is like 3:30. And like the thing is like at uni it's not like one singular building, it's like multiple buildings, like, and plus like unis are typically, my uni at least is like usually open like pretty late. And I know there's a lot of other unis that like will have their library or other parts of the building open and just have like a few like staff open, and the staff on even. And like I know at my uni we have 2 entrances to our library. The main entrance to the library I think that's open from like 9 to 5, like 9 to 6, like every day. And then if it's not open, then you kind of have to. If it's not open, if that main entrance isn't open, then you have to go through the other entrance if you want to go to the library. So yeah, and so yeah, but yeah, it's open. My uni open like a lot of, like I think it's open like pretty much 24/7 with like some caveats. Like I'm not sure actually. I'm not sure if anyone like locks the second entrance to the library. Or maybe. Oh wait, actually, the second entrance in the library after you go through the doors, it has the same like similar barriers to the one that were in my college. So I don't know if those are automatically turned off because I barely use that entrance. I mostly use like the main entrance. But yeah, I know like like my uni opened like year round. Like there's part-time students who are working through the summer and whatever. So yeah, and plus like I was saying, my uni my uni has like multiple buildings and like even has like a whole nother campus and like has another building that's like it will take you 15 minutes to walk through, right? It has multiple buildings. So like for example, you don't need to kind of, it doesn't take you ages just to get from like, it doesn't take you ages to get like out of uni like it doesn't feel like it takes ages to get from like to get out of uni like it did in college, because in college it was like one singular building and had like multiple floors, and like depending on the building you're in at my uni, it will take you like 2 minutes to get outside, and most of the building doors you can just most of the building doors are like automatic, like you don't need to like scan your ID card to get in and out of most of the buildings, which feels like a slight safety risk. Because even though my uni does say, hey, we need students to be wearing their lanyards most of the time, like all the time, most people don't even check. Like the only people that will check are like the security guards, and it's like most of the security guards are like stationed in like one building. That feels like such a security risk. So yeah, that feels like such a security risk. So yeah, that just feels like such a security risk. But yeah, especially with the sketchy area my uni's in, like Jesus. But yeah, yeah, it doesn't feel like it doesn't, like in most of the buildings there's automatic doors. I think there's only like one building where you need to scan in and out of, where like all the doors in that go in it, like there's only that go in and out of the there's only one building where you need to scan in and out of the building for, which feels weird, which feels really weird. So yeah, but yeah, uni is very different to college, and plus it's like, as well, like if I finish this has kind of gone on to like the whole, my uni is basically open 24/7. Like if I ever did have a class at uni that ended at like 4:30, it wouldn't be like dead. it wouldn't feel very kind of liminal, because like it at college it did feel kind of liminal whenever I would go out at like 4:30, and then like just after 4:30 or like just after 5, and like there would be no students around, there would be like no teachers around other than the ones that have just taught me, and there's no other staff, there's no like staff around other than the cleaning staff and the people on reception, and obviously the teachers have just taught me. And like it felt very liminal because no one's there past like 5 other than cleaners and reception staff and like maybe a few teachers. But at uni, like if you like went out the uni at like 4:30, if you went out of my uni, if you like left the class at like 4:45, it wouldn't feel as liminal because like you would still have a lot of students there. I mean, to be fair, it'll be a lot less than it was like at 12, because most classes are like between 9 and 3:30, right? But there would still be students there. There would be, there would still be staff there. There would still be staff there. Again, less staff because, like, for example, I don't think just from like previous experiences, I don't think the like catering staff, the people who work like in the like cafe and like in the like provide meals and shit, I don't think they work past 3, or at least they don't I don't think they work past like 3:30, or at least they don't serve food past 3, and they may just be in the back and like taking stock count, like sign out stock or whatever, and like usually by then our like student union shop is usually closed by then as well, because it's run kind of by the students, so yeah, they kind of need to get home, but there's still usually like a lot of staff there, like just because like probably like the like 10 staff like are not like in the back or like have gone home does not make the place feel liminal, because there's like a lot of people still there. There's a lot of students still there, like studying or working on assignments. There's probably still some staff there like working like grading assignments or like signing out emails and stuff, so it doesn't feel that dead. Obviously later in the day it's probably gonna feel a lot more dead and liminal because most people will have gone home by then. But like if you like leave like at 5, the campus is not gonna feel as liminal or like as dead as at college. You kind of get what I mean. So yeah. So yeah. Oh yeah. Back to my uni timetable. When I also checked my uni timetable last night, I saw that there was one day on the other day I'm in, like 1 week on the second day I'm in. No, there's 1 week. Okay, I'm in 2 days a week, right? And on that second day, in like one random week, there's another lecture that kind of conflicts with one of my other sessions. But in all the other weeks, none of the sessions like overlap in this second day, right, that I'm in, right? I'm trying to be as kind of vague because I don't want to like I don't really want to kind of dox I'm trying to dox what uni I go to, but yeah, it's only for this like 1 week where like I have this extra session, and I kind of forgot about it when I was emailing my like program lead, right? When I was emailing one of my lecturers, and this morning, and I think I realized like just after I think I realized like an hour or so after I'd emailed her, I forgot to ask about this one session, and But like, I can't be bothered emailing her again, and I don't want to, and I don't really want to like stress about it. To be fair, I think I kind of assume that they may have put this one on by mistake, because it has all the same information as like the first lecture that I have on that day, but it's just at a different time. So what I'm assuming is that maybe because it's only on one day, and it's only on like one day, I'm kind of assuming that it might be a mistake, and that maybe this might just be they might just have two groups for this one module, because for a little bit of context, we have optional modules this year, and what I'm assuming is that like one of the optional modules for this semester runs on this second day, and so what I'm assuming is that it runs on the second day in the morning, when the first lecture occurs, and then maybe they just like have two groups to accommodate for the people who have that one module. I don't know. To be fair, it's in a few weeks. It's in like a month. So what I'm probably gonna do is email like if that doesn't get sorted out, with when my timetable gets sorted out, because remember I emailed earlier about the two overlapping modules, two overlapping sessions, and my program lead was like, hey, yeah, me at 12, saying, hey, yeah, it should get sorted soon. I've just had an email. I just had a meeting with all the tutors, so it's gonna take like a few days. I'm expecting it to take like up to a week to sort itself out, because of course it will. I don't know, but this thing does take a while, because there's like 70 odd of us in this course at least. Like I think there was supposed to be like 100. Like I know the lecture hall fits like 120 people. So, and I don't know if our course was supposed to have 120 people when we started, or it was supposed to be less than that. I know that, which would be crazy. By the way, if like 50 people dropped out, if like almost 50 people that dropped out or just don't come to lectures. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be fucking surprised with just how expensive uni is. But yeah, that would just be crazy. But yeah, basically, so yeah, when I'm hoping that when they sort out this part of the timetable, I hope they just like maybe just notice that. They just notice that one part, that one session that like overlaps in like a month. Hopefully. If not, then probably when it gets closer to the date, or like maybe like the week before uni starts, I might just email again, being like, hey, I just had another look at my timetable, and there's another session that overlaps, because I don't really want to be annoying and like email about the same issue like within the same day, and then my program lead having to like sort it out. I really don't want to be annoying. I just really don't want to be annoying. So I'm just gonna see when my timetable updates, to see if this like one extra session, because again it's like one extra session, like sorts itself out or not. So yeah. But yeah, uni is just a shit show, and I think, like, you know, we all love getting an education. We all love getting an education, right? But also, like, this, uni can be kind of a shit show, because, like, you get stuff like this, where it's like, oh, these 2 modules. Again, I only had, for context, I had only 3 modules. I had to pick 2 out of 3 modules for semester 1, right? So, like, I feel like an issue like this, where 2 of the modules overlap, shouldn't have been like, I feel like the issue of, like, having 2 modules that overlapped shouldn't have really been a mistake. Like, I could understand it if, like, we had, like, more modules to pick from this semester, but, like, no, we had, like, 3 to pick from. So, like, oh yeah, and the ad is starting, like, less than 5 minutes, by the way. But yeah, I feel like the issue of having 2 modules overlapping when you have 3 modules shouldn't be an issue. It shouldn't be a thing. Like, we only have, like, 3 modules 3 modules running this semester. It might only be 2, because when my program lead sent out the email, like, last week, saying, hey, fill out this form, just be warned. She did say in that email, sending out the form to fill out for optional modules. She did say if not enough people are, like, if not enough people sign up for this module, then it will not run. That's what she said. And so yeah, I feel like an issue where 2 of the modules overlap with each other, like, where a third of the first session overlaps with, like, part of the second session. Like, I feel like that shouldn't be an issue. I feel like that shouldn't have been overlooked by whoever does timetables. Like, it was just a shit show. And I remember last year, for whatever fucking reason, right, when we did the research methods module, we had three seminar groups, right? And, like, one of them was on like the next day after the like lecture, which confused me a bit, because it was like that was like the only session running was it the only session running? I don't know. I feel like I don't know if anyone else from any of the other pathways, because I'm doing the straight psychology pathway. There's also, like, the therapy psychology pathway, and, like, the forensic psychology pathway. I don't know if they had sessions on Thursdays, on, like, the next day. I don't know if they had the Thursday sessions. But, like, as far as I know, no one had sessions on Thursdays other than the people that had the third group, that were in the third group, of the seminars. So yeah, that confused me a little bit. Why people only had 1 class that day? That was like an hour and a half, and usually seminars end early. So a lot of the time, seminars are like an hour and like 15, or like an hour instead of like the full hour and a half. What else can I rant about uni? I just thought of something, but it like slipped my mind. Oh yeah. Okay, so this reminds me. So this might have just been like a. I don't know. Like, let me just start the story and forget about that sentence. So basically, I'm pretty sure I did talk about this last year. Start this year, because I did research methods in semester 2, so it would have been like in the first half of 2025. but last year as in last academic year. But basically, my like usual tutor, this was in like the first week. This was in like the first or like second week of classes, by the way. And like my tutor, our usual lecturer was like off, sick, right? Was off sick, which is like fair enough, right? But the thing is, this was in the first week of classes actually, because it was like this was a recap of what we were taught in year one, right? So we were like, okay, we've got cover today, should be fine. It's just a recap. It's not anything to do with the assignments. It's fine. It's not really important. The thing is, we had a cover, like, he was still a psychology lecturer, but it was so clear. It was like clear that he had not like taught research methods before, and it was so confusing because like we had other lecturers who like had taught research methods before. So I don't know if it was just like all the other lecturers that I knew like had like taught at least one other session in research methods before. Like I don't know if they were busy or whatever. Wait, was it the first week? No, this was the middle of the semester actually. I think. Was it the middle of the semester? Or was it the start of the semester? No, it was the middle of the semester actually, because this is when we were starting qualitative research, and we did our qualitative report in the second half of the semester. But yeah, I don't know why this one specific lecturer was chosen instead of someone else that like had taught research methods before. Again, nothing against the guy that did cover, cause we love him. We love that guy. It's just like, why not get someone who like is more familiar with research methods, like, you know, or like have we had two lecturers on this module that were like actively teaching. So for the first half, for the first half of the semester, it was this one lecturer, and then for the second half of the semester, it was the lecturer who went off ill in like the middle of the semester, and had to have this cover, right? I was slightly confused why we couldn't have had like the lecturer who had just taught us. Like, I don't know. Maybe it was just like all of the other lecturers were busy with other classes. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know why. But yeah. And then what other shit do I have to talk about in uni life? In the life of a uni student. Uni is just kind of a shit show, honestly. Do I love it? Yeah. But like all sorts of shit goes down. Let me think. What of I probably have talked about other stuff to do with uni, like in other streams and stuff. I just can't think of anything else, because I probably talked about them as soon as they happened, but then I don't remember the other stuff that has happened. So yeah, I don't remember the stuff happening because it's been a while. But yeah, God, Jesus, what other stuff can I yap about? We are probably gonna move on to playing a bit of context though, in a second though. And welcome back from the ad, by the way. I'm just trying to think of like what other stuff can I think of to like, kind of prove that like uni life isn't like as cracked up as as people think it is. Like, do I love going to uni? Yeah, but like a lot of shit happens. I would talk about the stuff that like my uni has like some of the scandals my uni has been involved in, but that shit was in the local news and I'm not doxing myself, so yeah. I would so shit on what is happening right now. I would so shit on what is happening with my uni if it wasn't on like the local news and it wasn't on like any other news outlet, you know. I wish I could so shit on my uni right now. I mean, I've probably made references to it before. I like referencing like one event that did happen. Like I think it was in semester 1 of year 2. So like around last September, like last end of 2024. But yeah, I don't want to say shit that my uni is involved in because I don't want to dox myself. So yeah. What else can I yap about? Okay. I talked about what happened with research methods. And then I talked about the timetable stuff. I ranted about that. God. And I can vaguely think of something in my head. Oh yeah. So my uni, and like just kind of like a lot of people who work at the uni, kind of don't really take into account the age of the students there. Like, for example, one of my research methods lecturer, the same one that was like went off sick, towards the end of like semester 2 of year 2, towards the end of the last academic year, brought up, hey, so in year 3 the university is attempting to do some trials of 9 to 5 day a week courses, right? And like it's trying some out with some like current courses, right? And this may affect the psychology course, right? Luckily it hasn't. Luckily we are not, at least based on my timetable, I am not expected to be in 5 days a week, 9 to 5. This like annoyed me because the thing is, right? A lot of the students at my uni are like mature students, right? Which means they're over the age of 21. And a lot of people at my uni are also over the age of 30, and like over the age of 4, and like in like that 30 to 50 bracket, right? They're over the age of 30, or like they're over the age, or like they're around 40, right? Or like almost 40, right? And a lot of them have kids or like jobs that allow them to like, you know, they have like full-time jobs, or like jobs that like allow them to be flexible but still require like a lot of hours a week. And the thing is, a lot of the people at my uni, like a lot of people that are studying at my uni can't work weekends. Like they're like the businesses they work for are just not open on weekends. Like I know one of my friends like works in a nursery, for example, not open on weekends, you know. And so I think it's that I understand that where they're coming from. If it was like a uni where most of the people are like between the eight, I was like understand where they're coming from a bit more. If most of the students at the uni were like between 18 and 21, right? We're like non-mature students and I like had just come from A-levels, right? But like not at my uni. I don't understand it because of the amount of people at my uni who, you know, also have a full-time job, or like, you know, work like 20 hours a week, or like over 21 hours, like work 20 hours a week, and they're also studying. And you could say, oh, then people working full-time jobs could have done part-time degrees, right? But also, in my mind, like, I know my sister, she's getting like money from her work to do her masters, right? And so what I assume, right, is that, I don't know much about this because obviously I don't have a full-time job. I went straight from, I work part-time, I went straight from A-levels to uni, right? I don't plan on working and then going on to do my masters. I plan to do my masters right after my bachelor's, right? So what I assume is that the money they're given from their work is like the money they're given might, like, some people who work full-time, their work might be paying the uni directly, but like only for a full-time degree, right? So it's like, oh, they kind of maybe have to do a full-time degree. Obviously this isn't going to be the case for like everyone. You know, a lot of people might still have the option to like do a part-time degree, but like a lot of people won't. And also like a lot of people have childcare, and that's only usually up until like half 3, 4, 5 if you're pushing it. You know, but a lot of people only have childcare until like half 3, 4. So a lot of people have to like go straight home and go straight from uni to pick the kids up, you know. And so like 9 to 5 wouldn't work. And I think a lot of people come to uni to do a degree maybe later in life because they know that, like, you know, you have a bit of a more flexible schedule with uni, you know. And it's like, I know that a lot of times my lecturers are like not willing to record their lectures for whatever reason. And it's like, okay, I would understand. I would like, I'm not willing to record their lectures or like set up a Zoom meeting like for every class, which is like, totally get that. That's a pain in the ass to set up. So it's like, and my uni expects like 80 something percent attendance. So it's like, okay, make it make sense. You have students who are, you know, a lot of your students, like a large population of your students are like, you know, late 20s, 30s, 40s. Like, I know someone who's like 50, like the same age as my dad, who's like at my uni and doing a bachelor's and wants to go on to do a master's, right? Right. So it's like, you know, you have these people at that uni that take up a large portion of your like full-time degree, like population, and it's like, you expect 80% attendance, but you're then pushing, then you kind of want to start expecting students to be in 9 to 5 days a week. And it's like, student finance doesn't cover their bills, it doesn't cover their mortgage. Like, for fuck's sake, like student finance doesn't, like, even on the maximum, sometimes might not be able to like cover student accommodation. So imagine using that towards a mortgage or towards rent, you know. So most students, unless you know their family's rich or whatever, or like their husband or partner or whatever, like, brings in good money, then they will have to, you know, work alongside uni. And it's like, unless the uni is also willing to give, like, willing to have students work at the university on weekends and pay them well enough to be able to pay their bills and, you know, get food and stuff like that, then it's like, if you give students good paying jobs and like whatever on weekends, then like sure, give them the 9 to 5, give us the 9 to 5, like, you know, or whatever. But it's just like kind of like the like irony, I guess, of like having most of the students having a large portion of the students. I don't know if it's like the majority of the students, but I know it's like a large portion of students being, you know, over the age of 21, having full-time jobs, or like having jobs where you work over 20 hours a week. And it's like a lot of people like have jobs that are like a lot of people that go to my uni have jobs where like their manager's like really nice and they allow them to work flexibly, you know, like, and it's just, this is not a coherent rant whatsoever, but do you kind of get what I'm putting down? It's like I feel like my uni should not have to expect students to be in 9 to 5 days a week when a large portion are mature students, have kids, have full-time jobs, or work at least 20 hours a week. Like, that's just a bit of irony there. And plus, like, even if like, and like, plus like a lot of students can't work weekends, so it's like they have to work during the week. Like, for example, I only know one other person other than myself that can work weekends and can rely on one shift a week for expenses and stuff. For me, it's that I live with my parents and like they pay for food shopping, and it's like, oh, it's like they pay for food shopping. Like, I don't have to buy a lot of stuff for myself. I don't have to buy like a lot of food. I don't have to pay rent. Luckily, I'm like very lucky to not have to pay for like accommodation or food or whatever. But a lot of people aren't lucky, and like my friend, like from what I remember, her boyfriend like makes decent money, and like I think my friend works as a cleaner and she can like work weekends, so, and she can like I said, she can work weekends and like rely on one shift a week. But it's like most of my friends can't do that. Like, literally, I remember like whenever we would have like literally last year when we would have a 3-hour class in the morning, and then we'd have the whole afternoon free. I remember I would stay at uni, and then I would stay at uni to do uni work in the library, and then like get picked up by my dad at like 3:30 to like go home and do shit. And then like I think at least one of my friends, probably a few more of my friends as well, like would always go to work like straight from that class. And it's like, if basically my whole point is, if my uni, I've gone on this rant like for way longer than I had expected, but basically TLDR, if like kind of, you know, basically if my uni started expecting my course, and like if my uni started expecting every single student to be in uni 9 to 5 days a week, then there would be such a large dropout rate. There would be so many people dropping out, and it's like that would just not work. That would not work whatsoever. So yeah, and plus like I don't think even if my uni had like, even if the majority of the students at my uni like were 18 to 21, like I still don't see that being like a popular decision, because I feel like, because like a lot changes from like college from like a lot of changes from like A levels to your degree, right? First of all, your A levels, they're paid for by the government. Like if you start your A levels like before the age of like 19, if you start your A levels before the age of 19, then like I can't remember if you start your entire A levels before the age of 19, or like if you start your second year of A levels before the age of 18, before the age of 19 even. But if you start your A levels, or like start second year of A levels before the age of 19, then your A levels are completely paid for. They're completely paid for by the government, right? Which is like, and like the majority of people like who do A levels, they're going to be in that like 16 to 19 range, right? But then when you get to uni, it's like, oh, you have some people move out, so they have living expenses to account for, they have food expenses to pay for, and even if people still live at home, like I know a lot of parents will expect them to contribute to doing grocery shopping or like getting food or whatever, and like will expect them to get a part-time job alongside studying as well. And like, you know, a lot of part-time jobs, sure, a lot of part-time jobs that you can work on weekends, you know, if you go, especially like if you work in like retail, or like if you work in a supermarket, or if you work in fast food, right? But like for example, if you like go work part-time like at a nursery, if you're doing like an early development course at your uni, and you want to get some experience in a nursery, so you start working the part-time in a nursery, right? Those usually aren't open on weekends. You know, there's probably going to be a few rare exceptions of nurseries being open on weekends, but like the majority of nurseries are not open on weekends. So it's like, okay, those people, they're gonna work during the week, right? And plus it's like, also, when are you gonna have time to do assignments? Because I know I wouldn't want to do 9 to 5 like 5 days a week, because yeah, even though like it's expected for the you know, for careers, right? It's expected for careers to work 9 to 5. But this isn't a fucking career, it's a degree, it's education, right? We have assignments left and right to do. We have so much shit to do, to work on. And it's like, well, when are we gonna work on these? When are we gonna work on assignments? Because, like, well, okay, we'll have the evenings. Oh wait, people may work evenings. We'll have the weekends. Oh wait, most students will work weekends, because, you know, the majority of part-time jobs, sorry, are gonna be in retail, in supermarkets, in fast food, you know? So yeah, I don't even think that would be even popular, even if the majority of the students at my uni were between the ages of 18 and 21. So yeah, rant over, contexto time, contexto and stream time.